Hi, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show the 2025 Wallke 87 step-through dual motor e-bike. This year, the battery has been upgraded. The front motor was upgraded from 750 watts to 1000. Before it was just fat tires, now there's puncture-resistant fat tires, and the rims are different than before. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it, assemble what needs assembly, and there really isn't that much. Of course, I'll explain how to use it, I'll take it for a test ride, and at the very end, when most of you are already gone, I'll go over the menu. Well, the parts I know anyways. I'm gonna remove these 4 screws, stick the handlebars in that spot, put this piece back on there, and then screw it back down. Over here, there's 2 screws, one on each side, that will lock this into place so it doesn't swivel around. I'm gonna tighten those next. Before I get started on the front wheel, I'm gonna remove this massive battery because that is a lot of weight. It's a big boy. It's 48 volt, 60 ampere hour, 2880 watt hour, and voltage 54.6. Samsung UL certified. So you do need the key to remove the battery. You have to push it in, turn it. That releases like a little notch right here. And now using all my goldfish power, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. This bad boy can be charged on the bike or off. Next, the seat. And there's a reason I'm doing it in this order. It's because I'm gonna have to flip the bike to install the front wheel. That's just how it goes with dual motor bikes, because I'm actually gonna be installing a wheel with a motor on it. It's just so much easier with the bike upside down. It was actually easier than I thought. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna go. So this guy has to come out. But there's a piece right here that I need to remove for now to make this process easier. I'm already seeing I don't have enough tools because I literally need 2 of these to remove this. I got one nut off, but I wasn't able to remove this one because even when I grab this one, the other one's spinning, so I just don't know what to do about it. I'm gonna try installing it this way. I'm also gonna remove this washer, the fat one, but I'm gonna leave the little one on. There's a piece here that I gotta remove. Once that's out, don't ever hit the brakes until the wheel is installed. So here there's a flat side. This is not exactly round. It kind of looks round, but it's not. It's got a flat side and a flat side. So I have to put it in the correct way. Now let's see here. I'm gonna position the wheel so that this is sticking up like so, and then try to guide it in there. Now that it's just kind of sitting there, not in the right spot yet, I'm actually able to remove the other nut. So I'm gonna take that out, take out the fat washer, and now, see, it just went right into place. These parts do have to come off on both sides, but if you can't get it off right away, not a problem, because once it's resting on here, I was able to unscrew this. Next, I'm gonna put this back with this doodad facing up and in. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. It's identical. Then I can screw this back in on both sides. Like really screw it in. Oh my gosh, like really screw it in there. Yeah. And now this little piece that I removed earlier is going back on there. And I'm gonna screw this back down. So with this little piece that I just screwed in on the other side, I do recommend screwing the screws in a little bit at a time, because if you tighten down one fully without putting the other ones in first, the rest may not fit. While I am over here, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the motor. And it is a specific way that it goes in there. You can definitely tell by looking at it. Then you just match it up and screw it down. You know what's harder for me than flipping a bike over? flipping it back once the wheel is on, because now it's even heavier. Next, the fender and the light. The wrench needed to hold the nut in the back while I turn the screw, not included. So first I'm gonna skewer the light, stick the fender in, skewer everything together. Personally, I do prefer when the light is attached separately, not like with the fender. Mostly because it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to get this all together. It's just a tight spot to work in. Although this time, not so bad. They actually give you plenty of space. I just prefer when the light's somewhere else. And then the fender also attaches down here on both sides. So I'm gonna unscrew this, skewer, rescrew. Back up over here, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the lights. To attach the back seat, there is one screw right here. So I gotta take that out, pop this in like so. So you put it in there, you match up the holes, and slide it over. And I always have a hard time doing this part. Almost. I think I got it. I heard it snap, yes. And then I just put the screw back in. So that's pretty much it. I just gotta screw in the pedals, tighten those down. Fill up the tires, maybe. They use 5 to 30 PSI is what they need. So I might not really even need, I'll check them before I go. They made it pretty easy to put the battery back in. The seat flips up, so there's a little lever here, you just push it. Oh, but what's not easy is getting this big boy back in here, because it's just so heavy. Maybe easy for some. Not so easy for me. And then I gotta lock it back into place, but I've noticed the hole that's right here, where the little bolt comes out, is not perfectly lined up, which is causing an issue. There we go. I just kind of forced it through there. To turn on the bike, first you gotta make sure you have the key in the on position, and once it's there, you cannot take it out. Then, come up here, oh, it's already on. To turn it off, you hold down the power button, and then to turn it on, you hold down this power button. Right now, I have it in 0, so it's just a bicycle, not an e-bike, no assistance from the motor. To get assistance, use the plus and minus buttons. It caps at 5, but you can change that in the menu. I'm going to talk about the menu at the very, very end of the video because I really don't want to bore you to death yet. So it goes between 1 and 5. That's just the factory settings. And there's the light. So when you have the light off, the screen is brighter, and then when you turn it on, the screen does dim. Right now I'm just using the rear motor, which is really all I need. For off-road, I could go dual motor. So to change that, hold down the I, switches to just front motor, hold down the I again, and now it's dual motor. The foot, this is walk assist mode. So if I hold this down, actually it's not gonna go forward because I have it on 1. I'm gonna put it on 0. Now I can walk next to the bike. I'm gonna start off by putting this in the hardest gear to pedal in. Right now it's just a bike, no assistance from the motor. I have it set to rear motor only. Now I'm gonna put it on pedal assist 1 and keep pedaling just to see how much more assistance I get. It still feels like a little bit of a workout. Pedal assist 2. Oh, that's so much easier. It's a big difference between pedal assist 1 and 2. Let's try 3, 4, and 5. The screen is a little bit hard to see here, but I got it to top out at about 32 miles an hour. According to the website, the max speed is somewhere between 31 and 34 miles per hour. This time I'm just gonna use the throttle, which is right here. It's just a turn. Kind of motorcycle style. I'm gonna start on pedal assist 1, no pedaling, just sitting there. Let's see how fast it goes. So about 9.5 on pedal assist 1, on pedal assist 2, a little bit faster, 13.5 on 3, 24, 25, and 5. It's gonna go almost the full speed. On pedal assist 5 pedaling, I got it past 28 miles an hour. I think I went like 32 miles an hour. But if I'm using throttle, full electric mode, I got it to cap at about 28 miles an hour. Now, I did fiddle around with the settings a bit. I might show that at the end of the video. It's not that interesting. I'm gonna go through the menu. So that's why I put it at the end, because most of you will be gone by then. But I did set it to max at 32 miles an hour. So it did work on pedal assist 5 pedaling, but not with the throttle. I've come to my bridge. Let's see, from a dead stop, if I can get the motor to turn on fast enough so I can go up this hill. Yes! Wow, that is really responsive. I'm on pedal assist 1 and I'm going up this like it's nothing. If it was a regular bike, there's no way. There's no way I'd get up this. And if I slam on the brakes going downhill, probably not a good idea. Let's see what happens. Not bad. So yeah, these are hydraulic disc brakes, which I love. They're great. I think they have more stopping power, but unlike mechanical disc brakes, which use a cable, these ones will require a little more maintenance, like replacing the fluid. So it's literally just half a turn of the pedals and the motor kicks in, even on a hill. This is a dual motor, so there's a motor chilling in the center of each wheel. The motor in the front, 1000 watts. The motor in the back, also 1000 watts. Each one is 1600 watts peak for a total of 3200 peak watts. What's nice, well, I like it this way, is when the motor turns on and I'm getting assistance from the motor, it doesn't jerk me forward. It doesn't like thrust forward. It's a really smooth transition. So whether I'm already pedaling and I change the pedal assist modes, or from a standstill. From a standstill, again, really smooth, even on pedal assist 5. So here's the difference. Here is pedal assist 1 from a standstill, and this is pedal assist 5 from a standstill. As you can see, it's not flinging me off the bike, even though to this day, I gave my mom, I think, the very first e-bike I showed on this channel. She still hasn't used the motor, and now she lost the key, so there's that. I'm now realizing something I rarely cover is what kind of sensor e-bikes use. This one has a cadence sensor. Cadence detects how fast the pedals are spinning. Torque detects how hard the rider is pedaling. So with torque, I feel like you have more control over how fast you're going. Oftentimes with these cadence sensors, I feel like when the motor kicks in, it jerks the bike forward, but luckily with this one, it's a really smooth transition. With a badass looking bike like this, I decided I need to take this off-road. There isn't much for off-road around me unless I go pretty far. So I clipped all these together to make it look like it's a longer trail than it actually is, but it's really not. The front fork has hydraulic suspension, which is adjustable. I'll show that in just a sec. And then in the rear are double rear shocks. So I felt pretty comfortable taking it off-road. Not gonna say it wasn't a bumpy ride, but it would have been a lot worse if it didn't have all that. Also, the seat has some springs in it as well. So with all of that, I drove over a bunch of tree roots and made it out of there without a sore bum. So with the suspension in the front here, it is fully unlocked. And then when I flip this little, or twist this little switch right here, the adjust controls, I can have a more rigid ride. So it completely locks out any suspension. It has a really good size headlight in the front, which is controlled by its own button. I love that. And there's also a tail light in the back, which gets even brighter when you hit the brakes. They call it a smart rear light with brake signal. It has a pretty standard Shimano 7-speed gear shift system, but with e-bikes, I usually just put it in the hardest gear to pedal in and I leave it there. With the assistance I get from the motor, I really don't see a point in fiddling around with this. Overall, I had a really good experience with this bike. As a taller lady at 5'8",
I did not feel like the frame was too small for me. Even though it's a long and heavy bike, I had no issues getting on and off the bike because of the step-through feature. I felt comfortable taking it off-road. Not only is it incredibly stable and can roll over anything, I was able to do that one-handed while I filmed. And because of the suspension on the front, the shock absorbers on the back, and the extra bounce in the seat, it made going off-road very tolerable. The last thing I want on my phone is another app, but if you'd like another one, you can install one for this bike. It's called Yolan e-bike for Apple, or there's a QR code you can scan for Android. You can use the app to control various things like turning the light on and off, changing the pedal assist, locking the screen, viewing various information. Like for example here you can see my total trip, which was 14.4 miles. You can also switch between miles and kilometers, play around with the speed limit setting, clear the trip, restore factory settings, and a few other things. The range on this can really vary, and it is not posted on the company's website. And there's a reason for that, because they do a factory test, which is going to probably give them more mileage than it would in a real life situation. Because in reality, range is impacted by road conditions, how much weight is on the bike, battery power, tire pressure, and wind speed. So in a perfect setting, up to 94 miles for full electric and up to 150 miles for pedal assist mode. Let's see what this looks like after 11 miles. Ah, beautiful. So if you enjoyed this beautiful bike, I really love the look of it. I think it's pretty badass looking. So there's not huge differences between the 2024 model and the 2025 H7. They upgraded the tires, that's for sure. One of the motors, the front one, is more powerful. The menu, and I'm not talking about just the display, the screen, that's when you go into the settings and fiddle around with things more. I think the 2024 did it better. It was easier. Well, for me anyways. This one just, it's too complicated, and it's something I see on cheaper bikes. And I usually don't even go into it because I just don't like that style of menu. Oh, and I think the rims, they told me the rims are different from the 2024 version. Maybe I should pull a clip from my old video and see if that's accurate. I really don't see a difference, but they're saying there is. Oh yeah, I would say there's definitely differences between the two. I mean, it does look really, really similar, so unless you have them side by side, it's hard to tell, but here you go, side by side. Alrighty, so that's it. If you're interested in an updated version of the Wallke 8.7 all-wheel drive, I'll have a link down below in the video's description. And now it's cheesy outro time. But after the outro, if you want to hang around, I'm gonna go over the menu. Well, what I know anyways. So for now, that's it. Toodaloo-doo-lee-loo, bye. To get into the menu, hold down the plus and minus buttons at the same time. So first one, 01P. This is different than their previous menu. So let me go over it because it's a little more complicated in my opinion. So 01P, this is metric or imperial setting. I don't know if you can see that, but it says mile/hour. So right now it's set to miles, but if I click on the eye, this will start blinking, and then I can click the plus or the minus button to switch it between miles per hour or kilometers per hour. To save the setting, you go back to that I button and you hold it, and it'll bring you back to this screen. I'm gonna click the plus button and go to 02P. So here, if I click on the I, this bottom part will flash. This is to do with pedal assist. So right now, this is just factory settings. 0, it's just a bike, and then you get pedal assist between 1 and 4. So if I go into that, right now it's showing pedal assist 1, you'll get 30% assistance from the motor. But you don't have to keep it at that. You can use the plus and minus buttons to change that. But I don't mess with it. I just leave it on factory settings, but you can. I'm gonna click I again. Now this is pedal assist 2, 43%, pedal assist 3, 62%, pedal assist 4, 81%, and 5,
98%. 0 to 5 is not the only option. It has different ones. If I click on the minus button, you see I can have just 3 different modes, 1 to 3, or 0 to 3, 1 to 9, 0 to 9, 1 to 7, 0 to 7. But I'm gonna leave it on that one. So from here, I can just keep clicking I until, whoops, I missed it. Until that's flashing to go to the next one, or I can hold down I to save my settings. Now I'm gonna hold down the plus button, well not hold it down, just click the plus button to go to 0.3p. This has to do with wheel diameter setting, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Next one is 0.4p, and I have no idea what this is. The manual just says number of speed sensor magnets setting interface. Yes. Next one's kind of important. This is the speed. So, oh, I could have sworn it came with 24 mile per hour max, but right now it's showing the max speed is 32 miles. So I guess I have already messed around with this because it did come with 24. I'm gonna click on that. Now this is blinking, and here I can use the plus and minus buttons to cap the max speed. And the max is 32 and the lowest 13. 0p6, I have no idea again. It says, is the number of pedal assist sensor magnets setting. Adjustable range 5 to 12, I'm not gonna touch it.
I found out really quickly what that is. The throttle is kind of locked into a very low speed. I believe that's 0, 1, and then to unlock it is 0, 0. It's one or the other. So if you get this bike and the throttle's barely working, this is why. So just change it to the other number.
0p8 has to do with the password. So I guess you can put a password on it. 0p9 is the auto sleep time setting. So depending on what the number is here, that's how long it'll take before the bike automatically turns off. So you can have that set anywhere between 0 and all the way to 60. And I don't have to keep clicking, I can just hold down the plus button and it'll bring me to 60 minutes. But if you want to conserve on the battery, you probably shouldn't keep it at 60.